of this employee want to place to a certain company. We can't place you unless we do a data, before we do the background checkup. Two, to get an employee to this company, we make what we call a job order. The company where we have placed this person makes a job order and sign. We make a job order to that company and they sign it. The directors of that company. They sign that job order, which you've called a memorandum of understanding, which binds us together, so that you have ordered for us, you have ordered us to make this for you. We call it a job order. So the company directors or management signs a job order between us and them so that we can look for the type of employees or the number of employees they want to be placed in their company.
Well, Guru, when we look at our country today in terms of looking for employment, this is a very good initiative, I must say. It saves people from moving day in, day out and wearing out in search for a job. But let's also look at the challenges, because we were told that companies may even advertise jobs just for the sake of advertising, when actually there are already people occupying these. We also told that in some incidents, it is all about who you know, your connections that may get you the job. Now, you're telling us that you people, you base on merit.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chirabo. It is really very tedious. We have to do what we call, the first thing is the background checkup. Then we have to see that as we go through, maybe can you repeat your question again? Repeat your question.
Most of the jobs, we are told that they are all after connections. Some it may not be merit, you know. And in a world of this mix, what is the possibility of you who say we depend on merit to place our people to our clients?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chirabo.
How realistic is that?
When it comes to internal recruitment, those companies, as I use the word outsourcing, there are so many advantages of using outsourcing. One, it eliminates nepotism. It eliminates tribalism. Because those are the major things which hinder people to access jobs. Who knows who? Who knows you? At times you find that people go to the extent of bribing and their money is not even, they don't get what they are bribed for. So when we do outsourcing, those are eliminated. So if you are, that's why we said that we are going to get a job on merit. First come, first serve. And whoever qualifies is the one who is placed there. Depending on your qualification, your experience, and your knowledge, then your qualifications. So nepotism is eliminated. Two, we see that this database has various knowledgeable people. So there is that big chance of getting the best from the many you have. So outsourcing, as internal recruitment, we use outsourcing, which eliminates nepotism, tribalism, and people are given jobs or placed on job depending on their competences, their qualifications, and their experience.
What have been some of the outstanding challenges in this journey of doing so much as, because so far it's all seeming rosy?
The main challenge is making a background checkup. People hide. And people, when they make their CV, they make very, 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 very excellent and good CVs. Yet underground is something covered. So the biggest challenge is to make background checkups. To see that you get the right person to the right place at the best organization. So outsourcing is one of the, background check is one of the challenges faced in internal recruitment. Because it is bad to place someone who has corrupt tendencies, who has swindled money elsewhere, and place him or her in a certain organization. That is very bad. So background checkup is very, very, very challenging. Two, so many people have come up with fake qualifications. They go to NASA Road, they make exactly what is produced by certain universities, by most of these universities. So that still goes back to background checkup. To see that this qualification which someone submitted with you in the database is the genuine one. It is very challenging. 2, rather 3, the people we place on jobs, they have that tendency of moving from place to place. You find he's in a company 6 months, he moves on. He's in another company for 1 year, he moves on. So that's also a very big challenge, whereby people move from organization to organization, thinking they are looking for career development. Secondly, they are looking for where they can be well paid. You find that they don't settle 3 or 5 years in one position. So that's also a very big challenge. Yeah.
Now, that said, people moving background check, do you also look at, because let's just go to the opposite of internal and go to external or externalization of labor. Do you also look at the conditions? Do you do follow-ups? Do you look at the agreements signed? Because they're also very crucial. It's not all about getting employment, but your rights and your opportunities that you're supposed to get at that place.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chirabo. When we talk about externalization of labor, that's mainly getting jobs for people to work abroad.
Whereas there we've had complications.
We are a lot of...
So now we want to see what is the condition home.
The condition home is very good in that when we place you into a particular organization, we make a follow-up. Okay? In most cases, your discussion with the employer on take home, that is salary, we witness it. We don't mainly indulge ourselves in negotiating for you because you are the one to work. So we give you an opportunity to discuss with the employer and you agree on an amount to be paid. So we take that seriously to monitor, to see how you are faring on with the company where we placed you. That is the opportunities we have. Yeah.
You've been in this for some time. What are some of the areas you feel that need improvement?
As I said, internal recruitment department has existed for 2 years. It is still young. But we are the areas where we see that it needs improvement. 1, the employers to honor the rights of the employees. The rights of the employees need to be honored by the employers. This is very, 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 very important. 2, the terms and conditions of services offered by these companies have to be well known by the employee. That's very important because a well-motivated employee has high productivity. But if the employee is not well-motivated, the productivity is low. Yeah.
Well, we are still looking at navigating the internal labor market, challenges and opportunities that are there for you as a Ugandan in your very country. You have so many people who are still doing sociology, looking for where to go to. We're in a time where people will tell you we do not have jobs in this country. Indeed, we do not have enough jobs, one would say, because if you look at the students that are churned out every year at university level, you'll wonder, where are they going to work? That's why His Excellency is constantly inviting investors to come and set up industries and create more jobs. That's why there are so many avenues now that are looking at how do we empower these youth to be job creators, not by just saying it, rather than job seekers. But then we have a company where my guest is coming from who said, no, we can make this process a bit easier for you if opportunity strikes so that you know, yes, If you're the best candidate, you have that job with conditions properly stipulated for you to begin work. Now, that said, let's also touch a little bit into the fact that many times we are being told that the youth we have in this country lack skills, and one said are not even employable. That's why when we see some of these multinational companies coming in, they come with their people. There was a time when the hospitality industry was full of Kenyans here in Uganda. I hope you can recall that. And one would wonder why all hotels. There was a time when telecommunication companies were full of our brothers, Indians, imported all the way from India to come and work in the telecom sector. So how are you maneuvering this issue?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chirabo. We can maneuver this as you said, our company. These people who are in the database are always given the skills and they are taken to their skills and training center to acquire more skills. Mm-hmm. So as of now, as we talk now, the current situation demands that the database you have must be having trusted, trained people who are even skilled. Mm-hmm. So when we put you in our database, we recommend you for the skills and the training center, so that you can acquire the current skills. So that when someone, an employee, when an employer comes asking for an accountant, for example, mm-hmm. in our database we already have a person whom we know has already the skills. Adding on what you what you got in the college or the training institution. Mm. Yes, please. That is what we do. We take you to the training and skilling center, so that you are up to date with the current skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is this you take them? Because I'm looking at someone who is hunting for a job. Mm. Yes, and please. Gets their credentials, and then they offer them to you. Mm. And say, now put me in the database. Mm. Now, this person, if you tell them to go for more skilling, more training, how then is this done? We guide you.
I'll quote an example. Mm. We have our elder and the recruitment agency called True Sourcing. Mm. Most of the people are taken there for the skills and training. For the skills and for the training to acquire more skills in his or her field. So that is well equipped. If it is welding, it's taken there to get modern welding skills. Mm. Yes, please.
How is the informal sector performing here? Because it is easier for graduates to present evidence that they are qualified. Now let's look at, because you talked about skilled and unskilled. Now our brothers, the welders, people in that sector where you don't have any document to prove your abilities, but rather you can just be tested at work to prove. For example, if I wanted carpenters in this country, not very many have gone to technical institutions and or vocational institutions and can produce evidence. But unfortunately, you find that very many that produce top-notch work have never seen a blackboard or a machine training them in a formal setting. So now, how do we help the informal sector, which are actually majority of Uganda's youth, I want to believe?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Kirabo. Now, in this instance, it is good that most of the employers now in Uganda are Indians, Chinese. Mm-hmm. The good thing with them, they don't mostly follow your papers or your credentials. Mm. They give you what to see practically, what can you produce? Can you really produce a chair? Mm. Can you produce a table? Can you produce a welded door? Which is visible, which can persuade someone that this is very nice. So that's what we normally do. We take you, they give you practically to do what you said you qualified for, not necessarily your papers. Because papers can be got anywhere, even on the street. And people masquerade around that they went for training. But despite that paper, can you do this table practically? And I see. Can you repair this computer practically? And I see. That's what they normally need. Practically, when we get a job for you, they give you practical exam, practical practice to see that produce this, then they can give you a job.
Well, and of course, also just to inform our brothers and sisters in that sector that government of Uganda set up a Directorate of Industrial Training. Now, you may not have gone to a vocational institution. You may not have gone to school, but you have a skill and you perfected it. Now, this directorate will ensure that they look at the skills you have, grade them, and you have a document. So if you're there, you know of a very good mechanic, a very good carpenter, a person in the informal sector, a welder, and please let them know of the Directorate of Industrial Training so that they can have the qualifications. They will be assessed. And after this assessment, then they will be given a document equivalent to the level of their skills. They can get a certificate, they can get a diploma. And this is recognized anywhere you go in Uganda, and I think even abroad. So now you should not miss opportunities because you have nothing to prove your abilities, your skills. It is still Good Morning Uganda agenda, and we are looking at navigating the internal labor market, the challenges and opportunities that are there. Now, yes.
Before you bring in the second question, there is something which I think I just missed out. When we asked a question about challenges, one of the biggest challenges also, which maybe I just missed out, is the low wages which we face. Up to now, government hasn't come up with the minimum wage. So, in getting internal jobs, we have a challenge that most employers leave the gate open. One morning you wake up, you are going to look for a job. You make a longer choose. Then you are at the mercy of this employer. Whoever wants, 5,000 shillings enter a day. 4,000 shillings enter a day. So the low wages paid to there is a lot of cheating. I could call it cheating maybe. Because people are given low wages per day. 4,000, 5,000. So that's very, very, very big. In most of the companies which we have here, workers are being cheated a lot. Because the low wages, if government had come up with a minimum wage, it could have helped us very much. But one, we have big numbers who are not employed. The companies which are there are giving minimal wages, 4,000 shillings, 5,000 shillings a day, and it makes it even worse. That's one of the biggest challenges which I had missed out. Thank you.
Well, it's really very unfortunate, but we hope that one day we shall have a minimum wage. That came to the floor of Parliament. It's been going on, and at one time they said we cannot have a universal minimum wage. But let's look at sectors. That, for example, if you have a housemaid, maybe the least you should pay is 100,000. If you're talking about doctors, if you're various, so they were looking at not an overall, but each sector having a specific minimum wage. It's still a journey that we shall maybe one day wake up when we've come to the end of it and we have someone knows that the minimum you can give as payment of any form is this for labor given to you. Now, let's also look at the other issue which many times people in employment find as a challenge. The issues like safety at work, issues like NSSF, protection, and all that. Do you also, in the contract you have with these companies, are these factored in?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chirabo. Yeah, NSSF, medical insurance, those are policies which by law, the government of Uganda set up laws that companies should cater for that. However, you find that there are companies which I may call cheating employees, they are not registered for NSSF. And by law, if government gets hold of such a company, there's a penalty they are to get. So, it is a policy of that particular company to see that all their employees get medical insurance. All their employees are registered for NSSF. And it is that company's policy that the deducted money for NSSF is remitted to NSSF. So it is you, the employee, to make sure that your deducted money for NSSF is credited on your account. To me, I would advise the employees outside there that if the company doesn't remit for you NSSF, then you are being cheated unknowingly. But I would advise you to see that you make sure the company deducts your money for NSSF and it is remitted to NSSF and credited on your account. Yeah.
We are still looking at navigating the internal labor market challenges and opportunities. And I'm with Wegulu Kusani, who happens to be the manager, that is internal recruitment at Explore Dubai Limited, one of the companies that come out to handle issues of ensuring that our people have meaningful employment and find it not another cost to do because they are looking for employment. I love the fact that they have a database through which various companies can pop into and see how best they get the best of the best to work for them and perform properly. Now, when we look at also, as people in this sector, what recommendations, what areas do you feel government should chip in here to improve internal labor in this country?
Thank you very much, Mr. Presenter. My appeal to government is that the taxes for establishing internal recruitment agencies should be reduced. 2, the license given to internal recruitment agencies at least be extended to 2 to 3 years. As of now, as we talk, it is only 1 year. Then you renew. It becomes very taxing to see that every year you renew the license. My humble request to the government is that at least this license is renewed after 2 to 3 years than 1 year. Yeah, that's my humble request.
How does this affect? Is it a very tedious? Is it expensive? Why is the problem?
It is very expensive and tedious because of the documents required to see that you start a recruitment company.
Now I said I just want to renew.
It is a process which might take 2 to 3 months.
Oh.
Yes. All the documents required, it is not a one-day issue. No.
I thought with e-government you just click and click then pay.
No, because it involves money. Money is also it's big money which I can't disclose now. Because the government knows how much we are charged. And the process is tedious. So renewing 1 year, it becomes very tedious. So at least if it takes 2 years, it would be very good. That's my humble request.
Now also, how have Ugandans perceived and responded to this industry in terms of going to the companies you've talked about for internal recruitment? Because what is making more sounding is external recruitment.
We get these people the employees who come to us, or job seekers who come to us. At times they are very far, and it becomes very hard for them to walk in. To only favor people around Kampala and Wachiso or Mukono or Kampala Metropolitan. So my humble advice is that we give you an email on which to submit your CV than walking in. Secondly, we can also give you a telephone number on which is on WhatsApp, on which you can share your CV than walking in. I think those are the best.
Yeah, so that people don't have to trek
long distances.
Long
because,
distances.
On Monday, I got someone calling me from Bundi Bujo. He wants to come and register.
Yes.
But it is a long distance, a lot of money.
Why would you, yes?
So we give you telephone numbers which are on WhatsApp.
So you submit.
So you can submit and we can receive it.
Well,
or we can give you our email on which you can submit your CV and we receive it, we add you to the database.
Well, Wagulo, time seems to be moving. We have to give room for Ruben to take us through sports updates, but I just want, in a minute, your final message to Ugandans regarding this sector.
Ugandans outside there, I want to appeal to you that jobs in Uganda can be good. Jobs in Uganda can be good, and the moment you register with us, we have your CVs. We can help you to narrow the employment gap. As our motto stands, bridging the unemployment gap. That is explored by bridging the unemployment gap. As long as you are registered with us, either it is internal job or external job. You just need to come and register with us.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And of course, our viewer, thank you so very much for being with us from 6:30 till now. It's all about ensuring that we bridge. There could be a job there, but you do not know even who has these jobs. And here people say, and come with this opportunity. I just want to leave room for Ruben to come up with sports updates. See you in the next hour.
I wanted to share the numbers. Is it possible?
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
MTN Momo Pay is the easy way to pay. Dial *165*3# or use the MTN Momo app. You don't need cash. MTN Momo Pay is safe and free.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
Previously, in most of these areas that we had prioritized, farmers would produce, but you don't access market because the roads are not there. So you have the middlemen that would have access and they persevere to go into those deep in the villages and they buy with their own prices. They'll go there and set prices for you, and yet you're the ones who have produced this food. But now this time with the market linkages, people can now access market because we have bridges that were, streams that were bottlenecks to access by the farmers. Yet has constructed bridges, some farmers can now reach market.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.